There's a kind of pain most men never talk about. It's not the pain of rejection or even betrayal, not even failure. It's the pain of staying too long. A special type of too long. It's the pain of remaining too long in a relationship that just slowly hollows you out. Too long in a role that demanded everything and gave back little or nothing. Too long holding on to the hope that if you just endured a little more, it would finally get better. Well, many people noticed she was maybe a little flaky. Probably no one ever noticed you were suffering. Because on the outside, you were the dependable one, the steady one, the strong one. You look good. But inside, you were disappearing, piece by piece by piece. Until one day, you could no longer remember the man you used to be. Now, rarely men stay too long because they're weak. They stay because they were trained to endure. From early adulthood or even during childhood, we were taught that quitting is failure, that loyalty proves character, and that pain carried quietly is noble. But that thinking was developed in times way past, when life required more of both men and women, and both parties were dedicated to making things work. That time is long gone. But still, we, especially older men, hold the line. We stay in relationships without respect, in marriages where love is conditional, in jobs that drain the life from us, in roles that demand sacrifice but never offer support. And the longer we stay, the harder it becomes to leave, because somewhere along the way, leaving begins to feel like losing. Not just the relationship, but our identity. When a man knows deep down it's time to go, the mind does something very, very dangerous. It lies. It says, "You're being selfish. You haven't tried hard enough. It's not that bad. You would hurt them. Maybe this is all you deserve." So you stay. And every time you stay and try again, you teach yourself something corrosive, that your needs don't matter. Your peace is negotiable. That love means suffering in silence. Now, that is not masculinity. That is slow motion self-erasure. The damage doesn't always, or usually doesn't, come as collapse. It typically comes quietly. Inside, you feel numb, even when nothing's wrong. You lose interest in the things that once kind of lit you up. Your body carries tension that never fully releases, and resentment grows. Then shame for feeling that resentment. You withdraw. Something inside lets go or silently just dissolves. The real you, the essence of you, disappears. And still, you stay. Because leaving would mean facing the unknown, and no one ever taught you what to do with that one. Here is the harder truth. Men who stay too long often carry something older. Not just obligation, not just fear, but a belief learned early. That worth is earned through endurance. That love must be proven through pain. That being a good man means never leaving, no matter the cost. These beliefs don't come from nowhere. They often come from emotional neglect, conditional love, or environments where your needs were minimized. So, as an adult, you recreate the pattern. You stay loyal to people who don't see you. You cling to pain because peace feels unfamiliar. You confuse suffering with meaning. And from the outside, hey, you may look composed. Inside, you're bleeding. The breaking point rarely arrives with drama. It comes in a quiet moment. A morning you wake up exhausted before the day begins, when unrealistic demands are heaped upon an unreasonable situation. A realization that you are no longer living, only enduring. A thought that lands without warning. If I keep going like this, there will be nothing left of me. And that moment is terrifying. And it is sacred, because it's the moment a man begins to return to himself. Now, leaving is not always just walking out the door. Sometimes it looks like speaking a truth that has been avoided for years, setting a boundary no one expects, refusing to perform anymore. It really doesn't matter if you say it quietly to yourself or announce it to the world. I can't keep going like this. Leaving can be internal, energetic, structural. They are the decisions to stop shrinking. This is what traps many men. You don't want to hurt her, disappoint your children, or be seen as the quitter. But hear this clearly. Sometimes staying is the harm. Sometimes silence does more damage than honesty. Sometimes being the good man externally means betraying yourself internally and betraying others in the process. Integrity cannot survive self-abandonment. You don't need to explode. It's better that you don't. You don't need to destroy anything. It's better that you don't. You only need to be real, and it's far better that you are. Even when you leave, grief follows. Grief for lost years. Grief for the love you hoped for. Grief for the man who endured so much alone. Let it come. Honor it. It's real. That grief is not weakness. In a way of looking at it, it's circulation returning. A soul finally exhaling. And here's what emerges on the other side. You learn that strength is not endurance. It's discernment and the courage to follow through on your insights. That loyalty must be mutual and honorable. That staying is not always love, and leaving is not always betrayal. You learn that your life matters, not just as a provider, not just as a protector, but as a man with a soul, a voice, and the right to choose peace. If you've stayed too long, you're not weak. You did the best you could with what you were taught, but now you get to choose differently. You don't have to explain. More importantly, you don't have to justify. Absolutely, you don't have to bleed anymore to prove you're good. You stayed too long, and now you get to come home to yourself, still here, still intact, and yes, still standing.